James Cogan reporting from the front of the BlueScope Steel plant in Hastings on the Mornington Peninsula on the outskirts of Melbourne. Along with some 1,100 jobs the company has announced to be cut at the Port Kembla Steelworks in Wollongong. This factory, which was established in 1972 and employs some 1,000 staff, has announced that 200 full-time positions will be axed, along with dozens of contracting positions. This factory is by far the largest employer in the Hastings area.
I think BHP is a big part of Hastings. Just about any family you speak to either has someone working in it or has someone, a relative working in it. It's a big part of Hastings.
I think it's a disgrace that the CEOs of these big companies that get paid so much in payouts and stuff, and then they have to get rid of 200 to 1,000 workers out of one company, and they pay these CEOs huge amounts of money to try and make the company money, which is their idea, but they've made a huge loss this year. They've had to sack 1,000 workers over it, and they've paid the CEOs more money this year than they ever have, and the company's lost millions of dollars profit this year. I don't understand how it works.
I just think it's absolutely appalling, disgusting. There's a lot of kids at my school whose parents obviously work there, and it's shocking. Nobody heard anything about it. They're bang. It's unfair. General conditions working in the area for people. I'm looking for a part-time job. I think there's jobs around if you really look, but if that closes down, there won't be.
I've got a local business, fiberglass boat repairs in Hastings, and a number of our clients are from BHP and local businesses, and it's going to hurt particularly a number of local businesses that I know of that actually feed off the BlueScope working, so that's going to hit them hard. Obviously, to the direct employees, massive impact. I mean, it's not easy to get a job. It's easy to turn around and say just get a job, but after working somewhere like these guys, a lot of the guys have been there for 15, 20 years.
A bit disappointed because we keep on getting promised everything down here, and it just keeps on going backwards and keeps on getting taken away. You're working just to get by every day now. You don't have the means to do everything else. No. Especially if I've got 3 boys at home.
Are you concerned about the way things are going in terms of economically?
I'm concerned about a lot of things around that, particularly the Gillard government have implemented and just seem to be just forcing upon us without any regard to the people.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on them. The amount of, I thought it was a great thing when she first got in, but since then I've changed my mind. The line about the carbon tax, bringing in all this carbon tax and a tax for this and a tax for that. Everything's got to go up, and who suffers? We do. They get into power, give themselves a 35% pay rise on that day. Like for us to get a 35% pay rise, you'd have to work 15 and a half years, and you'd be struggling. You'd have to fight all the way to even get halfway to that. But, it's just a disgrace, the amount of money that gets squandered and wasted in this country on the bigger people and keep us little people. If we're losing houses, who cares?
I think what we really need here in this country is a bit of a revolution. Would happen to anywhere else in the world, they'd be dragging parliamentarians out on the street. Gone are the days in the 70s and such where the union actions would take place, which would basically, show the governments where we really stood.
What's your attitude towards what the union movement's become?
Very soft, very soft. I mean, they're all in their pockets, really. They hand it off to the union reps who sit around at a round table with the parliamentarians, and they're all in each other's pockets and other companies, and it's all too soft.
I've seen it pretty much firsthand. I've seen both sides of the union, been involved with the union, and saw the other side of things, and they're all the same. As long as they're making the money, they don't care about the workers. You go in, try and get pay rises and stuff like that. They go in, they say they're going to bat for you, but at the end of the day, you sit at a table with management and you cut out some sort of deal. It's screw the worker, and you don't get a chance to really screw the company. It's more screw the worker. So at the end of the day, the unions are in bed with the big bosses. The poor worker has to give up give up all your benefits, give up your rights. So the banks are right; they get a bit of a bailout from essentially us. Big companies are supposed to be looking after things like. Woolies have made a $2.1 billion profit with all the disasters and stuff that have gone on. All the food prices have gone up. How can someone make $2 billion worth of profit in 1 year? And, all the workers are suffering for it, and I'll bet you the farmers aren't making the billions of dollars profit like they used to.